A very good afternoon to all of you. I, Dr. Sanjib Puttnaik, I welcome you all to our session on the subject of TQM, Total Quality Management, which has been quoted as MMPC 019. Now, we are going into the block 2, where we look at the strategic perspectives of TQM. Now, when we are talking of strategic perspectives, we are talking of what are the long-term impact the adoption of TQM will be having on the organization, its customers, and the economy as a whole. Here, today in the unit under block 2, we shall be doing with economics of quality. When we are talking of economics, we have heard many times economies of scale, where we know that the higher is the volume, the lower is the cost. But in the actual real world, this happens at a certain point, economies of cost. Similarly, we have economics of quality. That means by use of quality, by adoption of quality, by adhering to quality, how an organization can get benefits or derive maximum out of the possible available profits in the market. Here, the major objective is not to generate the short-term profits. It is regarding the long-term existence and the long-term profit that can be achieved by the organization by adoption of quality. When we introduce economics of quality, then we think of basically what are the benefits and cost of quality. When we talk of benefits of quality, one may say immediately that yes, we may produce the best quality products so that people will buy it in the market, and what will happen? No, we will be getting more and more profits due to higher market share. But no, it has the other side of the coin also. In order to achieve the quality levels when you can achieve profits in the market for a continuous period in the future, you have to think of the cost involved in that. That means in order to generate the benefits of quality, how much cost we are incurring. So we try to make a cost benefit analysis. The cost benefit analysis will tell us whether it is better for the organization to go for it. That means the quality improvement, or we are better off than that. So benefits and costs involved in introducing, adopting, or implementing a quality system. Now, in the organization, we have to expose the whole process to the quality system. Now, thereby, what will happen? We can know what are the benefits we can achieve from the process, through what means, and how much is the cost or the increasing cost that will be involved by introducing the quality system in the process. Once we make a study on that, we make a comparative analysis on that, we go for adoption of quality system and we try to implement it. When we are talking of quality related benefits, there are certain benefits which we have noted down. Apart from that, there may be other benefits also, but few important ones we shall be discussing here. When we try to maintain quality over a certain period or a fair period and go on continuing it, or have a continual improvement in the quality program or the quality aspect of our outputs, as well as the process, as well as the inputs, this overall leads to better market share. Now, in the market, all the customers, they will be forming the overall demand for a certain product. There may be a number of players. The players may be in certain products few, and in certain other products they may be quite high. So in that, how can we get higher market share? Let us think of a company called as the Toyota in the manufacturing of the car, the passenger car. We have seen Toyota over the years has been maintaining its quality, and it is continuously improving on that. Thereby, what has happened in the marketplace, wherever Toyota brand is available, it is available in most of the countries. There you will find customers are naturally driven towards the Toyota products. Why this has happened? Now, because a sense of realization has been established in the minds of the customer that yes, Toyota is producing one of the best quality passenger vehicles. So when more and more customers are attracted and are purchasing your items or the company's items, what will happen? The company's market share, the overall market share will start increasing. Apart from Toyota, you can think of companies like Airbus in aeroplane manufacturing, Volvo in case of large passenger commercial vehicles or logistic movement vehicles like trucks, buses, etc. Similarly, in Indian context, you can think of when you are thinking of iron and steel, brands like Tata Steel, Steel Authority of India Limited, that is SAIL, Jindal, etc. They come forward in the minds of the customers. That means through maintenance of quality, adherence of quality, and having a vision to continue with quality improvement programs, many companies or the companies which we think have become big today, that has happened only due to a certain reason that yes, the quality improvement program. The second benefit we can say is greater customer loyalty. Forget everything. Let us think about ourselves as an individual. I am going to purchase, suppose, a particular two-wheeler. The two-wheeler must be what? Suppose without gears, easy to ride, and easy to operate. Immediately, people think a particular bike is called as the Honda scooters. So everyone from young to the old, they love the Honda vehicles. Other companies have come forward. They are competing with Honda, like TVS, etc. But still, Honda is the market leader. Why this has happened? Because through continuous quality improvement or maintenance of quality over the years, Honda has delivered qualitative items to customers. Now, once a customer uses that, then always it gets etched in his mind or her mind that yes, Honda scooter will be the best one for us. That means it creates a loyalty from the customer side towards the organization's product. Third benefit which can occur to the organization is increased share prices. We know that shares are the owner's, and through the shares, the organization has generated money for its establishment, infrastructure, etc. Now, these shares are traded in the market. Whenever traders in the market or buyers in the market think that a particular organization's future is very bright, as regards to the quality program, the sales, the overall customer loyalty, etc., then the potential share buyer will think that yes, the company's, the organization's bottom line, that is the profit level, will definitely be sustainable in the future years and grow. This creates a demand for those companies' sales. When the demand increases for the particular organization shares, then what happens? Then the share prices increase in the marketplace. So, you can have your the share prices or the overall market capitalization to grow. Next benefit is higher prices for product services. The product or services. Now, in the marketplace, we might also have seen this example in various goods that we are purchasing and using in day-to-day life. Think about a footwear that we are wearing. We are talking of footwear, and we are talking of the Bata, the Corona, Khadims, etc. But now brands like Skechers, etc., they also have entered. Now, if you compare the prices of shoes may be very high as compared to a similar item from the company called as Bata. Now, why this is happening? Because they are providing a totally qualitative item to you, or their quality maintenance is very strict. Whatever we are purchasing, we are getting a very qualitative item. For that, customers in the marketplace are ready to pay extra amounts. Next benefit is productivity, greater productivity. Of the term productivity, it is defined as the relationship between the inputs and the outputs. That means how much output we are getting from a given level of inputs. Suppose 1 kg of input gives me output of 800 grams under normal circumstances. Now, if I get 900 grams as output from 1 kilo of input for a certain item, then immediately I will say that yes, my output has increased. This may be due to factors like reduction in wastage, adoption of new technology, use of better inputs, use of skilled manpower, etc., etc. In simple terms, we may say that the productivity has increased. So, quality brings in higher or greater productivity. When you are talking of quality, new products come into the market with higher quality levels. Think of electrical bulbs or tubes. In the earlier days, we are having electrical bulbs which were yellow colored and they were consuming lots of electricity. and the amount of the breakages, the way the bulbs got fused, they were very high. Then came the era of the tube lights. Now those tube lights went on replacing the filament bulbs. Now the days of the tube lights are also getting over. What we are using now? The LED lights, which are having a better life, better illumination, uh, highly durable, easy to use, of various shapes and sizes, etc. So we can say that regarding quality expectation, new products are also generated in the marketplace. One of the most important quality related benefits is it increases employee morale and retention. When you are talking of employee morale, we know that if due to quality our company is earning higher profits, in other words, our share of profits may also become higher. If the technological advancements are coming forward, we can say that yes, we are also a part to that advanced technology, which may not be available in other organizations. That boosts our morale. And most of the employees do not want to skip out of an organization which is maintaining quality all throughout and is committed towards maintaining it in the future years also. So these are some of the quality related benefits that we can have. Now we begin with the analysis of benefits and cost by adoption of a quality system. We have seen many of the benefits. Now these benefits are not coming as free. For that, organization or companies have to have some cost. What are the costs? Let us see. This was particularly envisaged or propaganda was given by Fenbaum in 1950. He was working in General Electrical Corporation. There he came up with the idea that the costs which will be involved if you go for a quality system are, or broadly, can be of these 4 types. What are the types he said? Prevention cost, appraisal cost, internal failure cost, external failure cost. Now let us discuss all these categories of different quality costs. Prevention cost. We use a certain term or phrase called as prevention is better than cure. What happens if we take regular checkups of a certain machinery that is there in our house, like suppose the fridge. Many of us might have seen the back of the fridge has certain kind of the exposure for the room air to pass on. Many times people try to keep it in a corner of the fridge and it gets clogged with the dirt and dust. Thereby, the circulation of air or the ventilation will not take place, and you will find your refrigeration system or the fridge, it will not function properly. The functionality level will come down. So for that, what I can take up? Now let me try to check up the back of the fridge or the refrigeration system every 2 months or 3 months. Try to clean it with the use of a dryer or a simple brush. What will happen? The dust and the grime that may be there, they may be out, and the ventilation will be proper for the fridge. Thereby, this will prevent from a bigger loss like the we can say the compressors breakdown or short circuit in the electric circuits of the fridge, etc. Similarly, in organizations, you have to go for preventive costs in order to have a quality system. Now, what are the preventive costs? Now, you have to take regular periodic checkups. You have to keep regular not regular but instruments which will be showing you the level of the activity of the system's machineries. All of us might have seen in our vehicles, be it bike or car, suppose in digital display also nowadays we have a fuel meter. Now it will be telling us every time that how much fuel is left. Apart from the fuel meter, always you will find in red color a sign of a engine oil kettle will be there. When you switch on the ignition key, it will come up and it will go away when the engine is started. But if it stays there, you know that engine is facing some kind of problem. You have to take it to the service center so that no bigger problem will occur if I take timely action. So for that, the car has a sensor, the car has a built-in chip which will be monitoring the activity. Similarly, in the production systems, you will be having instruments that will be monitoring, that will be checking, and they will be conveying you that whether actions are needed or not for the operations to move on at a better shape. Second is appraisal costs. Now, you have to set up certain standards which has to be adhered to by the inputs, by the work in progress, by the outputs also of the organization, be it the products, be it the services. Now, in order to appraise this, you may need a team, that is quality appraisal team, which will be having either maybe machineries or human beings, and those will be costing certain amount to the organization. Now, this appraisal is also applicable to the employees also. Many times, if we are working in certain organization, we face certain kind of tests or regular analysis by our seniors, etc. That means we are apprised whether we are up to the standards which are maintained by the organization. Then the third important cost is the internal failure cost. Now what happens when we go on producing the items? The items sometimes, while getting it as inputs, we try to store it in our inventories or godowns. If they are not used in the right time and the items are of perishable nature, then there is every chance that the item will get spoiled, which will be a loss to the company. Similarly, during the processing of the inputs into the final outputs, that means in the conversion system, we find certain items not matching to the quality standards, or they are failing to match the standards. So since this has happened before it has been passed on to the customer, we call it as internal failure. So we have to take action on that and rectify the internal failure. Now, suppose the outputs we have sent to the customers, it has been quality checked, we say quality checked okay. There are certain occasions when the items which has been passed as quality items to the customers, that means outside, they may fail to perform. So the customer either will get back to get warranty, guarantee, etc. So those will cost to the company, and those are called as the external failure costs. So we try to compare the quality related benefits, as we had seen in the last slide, with the costs, and try to make whether benefits are higher than costs or not. Now, costs or quality costs are also applicable in life cycle of a product or service. When we say life cycle, we can think of our life cycle also. We take birth, that means we come into existence. We grow up, we become mature, then enter into the old age stage, and we get withdrawn from the world at a certain time period. This also is applicable to various products and services. Now, what are the various phases of life cycle? Now, when we are talking of phases, first is conception. Now, during conception, you generate the idea how or what kind of quality system has to be adhered in the organization. Second is feasibility. Now, a quality system which is applicable to a particular service sector called as hospitals may not be the same as quality system applicable to infrastructure projects like buildings, etc. So they will be differing, the quality system will be differing from organization to organization. So for that we have to test whether the quality system is feasible for the certain organization or not. Then we look at the engineering system design. We may design the engineering system for the organization or the organization's conversion process, that is the factory. But can we apply quality system there? That becomes the major question there. So while designing the engineering system, you have to take into account the quality system, how it will be adaptable to the designed engineering system. Now after that, we look at the production line. Now in the production line, we try to set up checkpoints at various stages of converting the inputs into the final output. Now these checkpoints or the quality system that is by human beings either or by instruments requires costs. Now the outputs, when they come out, that means the components have to be tested whether it is performing according to the set standards. Is it delivering the features for which it has been produced? Similarly, we also try to test the client acceptance. That means whether the product produced by the organization is acceptable by the customers. Then in the operations part, not only the conversion system, but all other segments like accounts, like we can say HR, etc. That means the whole organization operations, we should have the quality system, which will be costing you some amount. And finally, you have to withdraw the product, maybe due to outdated technology, outdated design, etc. Now this withdrawal also gives you or some costs arises due to this withdrawal part. Now let us look at the quality and productivity. Already we have discussed a little bit about productivity. When we say productivity, it is the mathematical ratio of outputs in the upper case divided by inputs in the lower case. If you want it in percentage terms, just multiply it by 100. Now, this ratio of outputs to inputs, the higher it is, we can say we are generating more from a given set of inputs. Now, how can the outputs be reduced? One of the most important factors contributing to that is the quality defects. Inputs, suppose, are not qualitative level, so amount of rejection may be more. Production line is not working properly. That means the machines are not calibrated properly, so they are producing waste items. Similarly, employees are not trained enough to produce the set standards, which will lead to an increase in the wastage or the scrap work of the semi-finished items. So these quality defects will lead to reduction in productivity. Now, how this can be uprooted? Now, the important thing here is quality improvement leads to productivity improvement. Now, if you have a quality system in the organization, thereby what will happen? For any given set of input, the level of output either will be high or will move higher and higher. Thereby, we can say the amount of productivity for the organization has increased. Another important aspect is advanced technology. We know that the production process, once we set up, it is a capital investment, that means long-term investment. The plant and machinery cannot be changed overnight. But if you set up a plant which is using a very advanced technology, then you may be assured that the technology is going to last in the forthcoming future or till you recover your capital investment. So we have to keep an eye on the advanced technology, which leads to higher amount of outputs for a given set of inputs. So the basic objective here is, by adopting quality system, how to increase the productivity levels. Now there are two important approaches to quality cost. Now this quality cost, first one is the cost benefit analysis approach. What we try to do in this, we try to assess what are the benefits that are going to accrue due to quality. Similarly, how much are the costs involved due to the adoption of the quality system? We can say here, when we adopt a quality system, the benefits will show result definitely in the long run. But for that, you have to incur some costs, which may be, we can say, ongoing cost or a one-time cost. When you set up machinery, etc., for quality control, there may be a one-time cost. But in order to operate the day-to-day quality system program in the organization, you may have a whole quality department which will be incurring costs for the organization. The second approach to to the quality cost is Deming's Kaizen approach. Now it is given by Deming, who was of the view that he was opposing cost benefit analysis. His view was somewhat related to that, but he changed it. He said we shall go for Kaizen approach. Kaizen, continuous reduction in waste. When we say continuous reduction in waste, in other words, we can say the output levels will be continually improving. So for a given set of inputs, the outputs will be getting higher and higher. So continuously you try to do away with the defects or reduce the defects. Now when we are talking of quality cost or the quality costing system, then we have to take help of the cost system in order to see how much is the cost, what is the kind of impact the cost is having, etc. Now when we are talking of quality costing and cost system, we are talking of budgeting, controlling and reporting techniques for quality cost system. Now the first technique under that is operating quality cost report. Now we set up certain time frames, that means fixed time periods, or on a continual basis we can also do it, that we try to measure the operational quality. Now for this measurement, you have to either get some instruments, or you should have a quality department with several human resources who are experts in quality aspect to check your operational quality. Now this will be having a cost to the company. When we are talking of the instruments used in quality control, in earlier days the thing was not so sophisticated or highly technologically advanced. Nowadays what is happening? Through the use of computers, laser techniques, etc., we find the quality aspect is maintained to a maximum level of the standards. Thereby what is happening? The quality is improving. Further, we can say that it is not only that, but continually we are increasing the advancement of technological front and using it in the quality control of the organization. So this has to be presented in a quality cost report, where if it is done periodically, we can see what has been the standard laid down for the quality cost at the beginning of the period, and we try to compare that with the actual quality cost that will occur at the end of the period or the time when the measurements are done. So here variances will occur. One can be negative variance, second is the favorable or positive variance. When you are having negative variances, every organization will try to do away with the negative activities so that variations will be minimized. They try to approve the cause for negative variances. Similarly, organization many times try to leave out the favorable variations. But in quality circle, we try to say that try to check why positive variances have occurred. What particular activities have led to this. So what will happen? We can adapt this activities which are generating positive variances in the future periods. Now the second one is the trend analysis. What we do here, we take the reports or the records for a long period of time which has already occurred. There we say or try to look at what is the quality cost involved. As we find, this will provide us a trend, either upward trend or downward trend. The upward trend will tell us that we are increasing the quality cost. So there it will give us a hint that how we should manage it and bring it to a controllable level, but without hampering the quality of the outputs. Similarly, we have various kind of measurement or cost ratios. Now these cost ratios, whatever we have for our organization, we try to compare either through the past periods ratios or through ratios of other similar companies and try to find out in which front we are lagging or on which front we are ahead. Another cost system or the technique we use is zero-based budgeting. One may say that last year we have spent 100 rupees on quality control. This year make a 10% increase. But no, this is somewhat ambiguous. What we should do here? Now let the quality manager, let him explain to the top management why they want the extra amount to be spent on quality. If they can say that yes, this is the reason for which we are going to spend the extra amount, then the budget is approved. That is zero-based budgeting, not dependent on prior periods budgets. Another important technique that we adopt is Pareto analysis. Here, the defects are usually divided into 3 categories, and it has been observed in most of the cases there are few defects which have a greater impact on the cost or the quality. That means a trivial few but having the largest impact on defects or creation of defects. Similarly, we try to categorize into 3 categories. One is trivial few. Then the last category is third category is there are many activities, but they will be having very less defects which will be occurring in the outputs. So what we shall do here? We shall focus on this trivial few which are creating the most of the defects. That means if we can weed out these few activities, then most of our defects will reduce. This is according to Pareto analysis. Similarly, we try to analyze what are the cost and this cost belong to which activity. Instead of putting the total cost on the total organization or the total department, we try to pinpoint which activity has created this cost, so that the activity which is creating a major quality cost, without which we can also maintain the quality, should be weeded out. That is ABC technique, activity based costing. And lastly, we see in cost system technique the value analysis. What brings about an increase in the value of the items? That means for the customer, it is delivering the maximum value. Now, what are the uses of quality cost information? Here, we can use it as a business parameter. In what sense? Now, we can see how much improvement we are making over our past periods, or using our parameters and comparing them with other similar companies' parameter, how we are doing, whether we are ahead of them or we are failing. Similarly, quality for motivational purpose. In many workshops or organizations, if we have visited, if you look at the entry point or the side walls, there will be many slogans or pictures which will be displaying this activity or this kind of activity will create the maximum damage or wastage. Please try to avoid it. So if we maintain quality, then they will say which activities have to be avoided, so that our level of value generation is increased. It will motivate the employees in that direction. Similarly, they can be used for planning and controlling the activities. Now, what are the other uses? Identify profit opportunities in the marketplace, if they are there, by use of quality or sending quality items to the marketplace. Now, it helps in capital budgeting decisions. Suppose we are going for a new machinery and try to replace the new machinery. Obviously, the new machinery will be having the latest technology. The productivity will be higher, or the value generation will be higher. We try to compare the cost associated with that. If the value enhanced is higher than the cost, we say let us go for that kind of capital budgeting. Similarly, other uses of cost information you can find there. So these are some of the strategic aspects of total quality management. With this, thank you.